Welcome in a new era field. Joe Schad, Jason Leisure of the Palm Beach Post. And we are here to tell you that the Miami Dolphins have done it again. In dramatic fashion, Jason, 34-31 in overtime. Dolphins took a 21-7 lead, blew it as their defense crumbled. They get the benefit of a missed field goal in overtime by the opponent, as well as a long 55-yard field goal made by Andrew Franks at the end of regulation. Jay Ajayi, the hero, 200 yards. He's only the fourth running back in NFL history to go over 200 yards 3 consecutive times.
3 times in a season.
Thank you. 3 times in one season. We'll have to look up. He's done it twice against the Buffalo Bills and Rex Ryan. We'll have to look up how many times a guy has gone for 200 against one team more than once in a season. It's possible that he's the only player that has ever done that. Spoke to Ajayi after the game. Talked to me about how he wanted to show everyone this was not a fluke. And I'm glad he used that phrase because that is the theme of my column that you guys will see in the Daily Dolphin and Palm Beach Post tomorrow. Jason Leisure, what an incredible effort by Jay Ajayi. Talk about what impresses you most about what Ajayi did tonight.
Well, Ajayi's been wanting to prove that he's not a fluke for a while because he had the big outburst, and it's been, 6 games, I think, pretty quiet for him, under 80 yards, all that. And he came in saying he was here to have a big day against the Bills. He told us that, I believe it was Wednesday. And I just thought it was impressive, Joe, how well he ran late in the game. That his best run of the day was that 57-yarder in overtime when he got, how many carries did he have, 32, something like that? Yeah. I mean, just a long day of carries out in the cold, getting banged around, and he's got the energy and the speed to do that. That was amazing. Now, Jay Ajayi did leave the game at the end. He got hit, it looked like in the shoulder. What do you know about that?
Yes, Ajayi told me that he has, I believe he used the phrase, an AC joint issue. Is that the phrase that I told you?
Yes.
AC joint.
Said, yes.
Okay, so left shoulder, AC joint. He said he's going to be fine. He said that this is not a lingering issue, that this was a new injury. That's what Ajayi told me. So we'll monitor that. But remarkable performance by Jay Ajayi. This is the first time, Jason, that Jay Ajayi went over 200 yards without Mike Pouncey. So the Dolphins offensive lineman, offensive lineman, we're talking about that. How the other 4 guys have all been in there for all 3 games. So this is a source of pride for Jay Ajayi. Let's talk about what this means to the Dolphins in the playoff picture.
Definitely.
And by the way, happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all you guys watching. We really appreciate you tuning in this holiday season. And we know why. It's because you're excited. Because the Dolphins have gone from 1-4 to 10-5. And all the Dolphins need, and I heard they're all going to Jermon Bushrod's house.
They need several things. We also, by the way, will take you guys' comments and questions. There's several different ways they can get it done. You were about to tell us one of them, I think.
Yeah, and everyone's welcome at Jermon Bushrod's house tomorrow night.
Oh, really? Even us?
That's where the watch party will be.
Nice.
There will be hors d'oeuvres and gifts for all. Oh. I'm just kidding. Maybe for the offensive linemen. I think they're all going to get together. Hal Habib, our colleague, I was told not invited.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, Hal, if you're watching. We're going with all right, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You guys are in great position. The Miami Dolphins are in outstanding position. If the Denver Broncos lose to the Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow night on Christmas, the Dolphins are in.
But Joe, what if they don't?
Then the Dolphins can still get in the playoffs by beating the New England Patriots next week, or by having the Denver Broncos lose, or by having the San Diego Chargers upset the Kansas City Chiefs. So there's a 92% chance that the Dolphins are making the playoffs. And there was probably a 1% chance that when the Dolphins were 1-4, they would be in this position.
It was negative 8%, actually. Yeah, that's what it was.
I tweeted something like, the odds were 350 to 1. I just made that up. And people were like, yeah, you make stuff up all the time.
So to recap, we've got 3 ways in. We've got either Broncos lose tomorrow, that's it, or
Dolphins win next week,
or Kansas City loses its final 2 games,
or San Diego loses. San Diego beats Kansas City.
Right,
there's a lot of ways in.
Yes, any Denver loss would do it at this point.
Any Denver loss or a San Diego.
So there might be 4 ways.
If Denver wins and Kansas City loses to the Chargers, which would be an upset, but there's a lot of ways in. And I saw Byron Maxwell walking out of the locker room, and I said to him, hey, pull for Kansas City tomorrow night because you can rest that ankle. And if the Dolphins are able to rest players like Byron Maxwell and Spencer Pasinger and Issa Abdul-Quddus. By the way, they announced a neck injury for Issa Abdul-Quddus here in the press box. at New Era Stadium, the old Ralph Wilson Stadium, New Era Field, whatever.
You caught him on the way out, right?
Yeah. He told me that he's going to be okay, but he had his right arm in a sling.
Yeah.
So, shoulder, neck, certainly concerning. When you look at the Dolphins, without 3 of their 4 members of the starting secondary.
You have, injury-wise, you've got the new ones today are Ajayi and Issa Abdul-Quddus, who already had the neck injury. Now that looked even worse. They have said definitively, though, not a concussion situation with him, even though it looked like he got hit in the head. And then Jelani Jenkins and Byron Maxwell were never close to playing today. Spencer Paysinger hurt his ankle during the game, but came back and played, and he says he'll be fine.
All right, now, during the game, former RPI kicker Andrew Franks missed a field goal.
Yes,
he hit
46 yards.
The upright, and that could have cost the Dolphins. Really could have cost the Dolphins because it came into play late in the game. But somehow, Franks makes a 55-yarder with the aid of the wind. Jay, I know you spoke to Andrew Franks after the game. What did Franks have to tell you?
Well, it was a crazy sequence, Joe, because the play before, you have Miami with no timeouts. You have Damian Williams running up the left side right over here. This was the end zone that Andrew Franks ended up kicking into for the 55-yarder that snuck in. But there are no timeouts, and Damian Williams is toward the sideline. He has a point where he's shaking a tackler, and he's got a decision: either get right out of bounds with one step or keep pushing for yardage. And he decided to keep going for the yardage. So he gets stopped in the middle of the field, Joe. They've got no timeouts, clock's ticking. They're going to try this 55-yard field goal. This seems like a very panicky situation to me when you've got everybody running out there and you're hoping to get this off in time with the game on the line and your playoff hopes on the line. Andrew Frank said they were pretty calm. He said they were calm, comfortable. Matt Darr is the holder on those plays. I talked to him. He said everything went very mechanically, very automated. I mean, it was all very
What
very
about
clean.
Damian Williams? Did you listen to what
I did talk to Damian Williams about that. Damian Williams was probably the most nervous guy on the sideline watching that kick, by his own admission. And his rationale made sense. He was going for the first down. They were on 3rd down, I believe, on that play. He was trying to get the first down to keep things going. And he, I don't know if he necessarily regrets that decision, but he definitely was feeling the weight of that decision as he watched Andrew Franks rushed, clock ticking, 55-yard field goal, sneak in. I don't know if we had the best view of it, but it looked like that could have missed wide or it could have missed short. It looked like it was just snuck into the corner to tie the game. Unbelievable kick.
Anybody who watched us right here on the Post on Dolphins on Facebook Live before the game, we told you that when the Dolphins were going left to right, with the aid of the wind, we saw Andrew Franks make a 56 to 57-yard field goal, and that was right on the money. So you got good information from Jason Leisure and Joe Schad.
There you go.
We refer to ourselves in the third person.
Yeah, all the time.
Just like any great NFL player would.
Dolphins, Joe, some of the defensive players, they're obviously happy with the win, not so thrilled with the overall
I didn't
performance.
talk to any defensive guys.
They gave up 589 yards to the Bills. And I saw a note on there. I can't remember who wrote into the comment, the question, what's up with our overpaid defense? I would say what's up with your overpaid defense is that they're all hurt. You're missing your linebackers. You're missing Schad Jones. You're missing Byron Maxwell. It's pretty impressive to me, even giving up that much yardage, that this defense is held together the way it has with so many guys missing. Let's hit a couple other stats real quick, and then we got to go because we got some deadlines we got to hit.
We got a big audience.
Yes, we do.
Biggest of the year, Christmas Eve. If you guys are opening some Dolphins presents, let me know what you bought for your significant other or kids.
Ned Evans writes in, "How's Ajayi? We don't know yet. He's got an AC joint problem in his shoulder.
You can listen.
You're gonna have to rewatch it."
10-5. Thank you. What did I say? 10-6. 10-5. Oh, whatever.
A couple of quick stats.
You can play with an AC joint. Go ahead.
We've got Jay Ajayi, 206 yards and a touchdown on 32 carries. Very impressive with the carries to me. Matt Moore, 16 of 30, 233, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That didn't really hurt him. It was at the end of the first half.
It was a bad interception.
It was, but it didn't really cost him much. It maybe cost him the field goal.
They could have tried a field goal.
Right.
But Moore had a really nice pass play to Kenny Stills in overtime.
Yeah.
And that helped set things up.
Why don't you give us a quick thought on Matt Moore total? I mean, you have him coming in for Ryan Tannehill. He has to finish the Arizona game. He takes you up to the Jets last week. He comes in here today. Big stakes in all those games. What's your feeling on him overall?
Matt Moore did okay. He was fine.
That's the job, though, to do okay. When you're a backup, the job is to come in and do okay.
Matt Moore was not a colossal disaster, which in this game was good enough. This game was really about Jay Ajayi. What an incredible effort. Does Jay injuries look serious? No. Ajayi did return to the game. Ajayi said he would be fine. look, if the Dolphins clinch a
It
playoff
looks serious
spot,
enough that
if the Dolphins clinch a
Exactly.
playoff spot, maybe they get a chance to rest them next week against New England.
that would be big.
That would be a huge deal. Are you guys going to have watch parties on Christmas night? I guess all these Dolphins families.
You have. We will keep you
together.
guys posted. If you don't, if you just want to know what's going on, we'll have you covered on Twitter, Facebook, and the Daily Dolphin blog, of course. Joe, the receivers today: Devontae Parker, 4 catches, 85 yards. He had a 56-yard catch.
He had a critical third down catch.
He did. Damian Williams had a really nice 44-yard catch out of the backfield. Cam Wake with a sack today. That's 11.5 this year. Cam Wake now has the record, and it's kind of a funny record, but he has the Dolphins record, Joe, for most sacks in your first 8 seasons with the team.
Wow.
Ahead of Jason Taylor by, I think, 1
And I
or
don't
maybe
think
a half.
I don't think he'll catch him for career sacks because he started his NFL career so late.
Which is kind of what makes it a weird stat because Cam Wake didn't really, he did all his developing before he got to the Dolphins, whereas Jason Taylor did his developing his first couple seasons out of those 8 seasons. So, guys, we will have all kinds of stuff for you. We got to go.
We get 122.
We got to go produce some other stuff for them, man. They want more than just this. They want to read stuff too. We got to go get some stuff together for you guys. We're gonna have something on Ajayi. We'll have something on Matt
6
Moore.
o'clock,
So we've already got some grades and stuff up there and quick takes from the game. We thank you guys for joining us and stick with us the rest of the night for some content online and also tomorrow.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Absolutely.
Happy holidays. You got a pretty special gift here with the Miami Dolphins season.